Right now, it is just after 11 o'clock in the morning in London. Queen Elizabeth II's coffin is now at Buckingham Palace, which was her primary home for most of her life. Huge crowds lined the streets yesterday to pay their respects as her coffin arrived. Crowds lining up once again this morning in anticipation of a procession later today. Eyewitness News anchor Jim Donovan live now in London with more on the events today. Good morning. Good to see you, Jim.
Good morning, Janelle. Yes, security is very tight here. A lot of the roadways are being blocked. They're putting up barricades in anticipation of hundreds of thousands of people coming to London over the next few days to pay their respects to Her Majesty. Last night, as you had mentioned, her coffin was brought to Buckingham Palace, where it remained overnight. Today, later on this afternoon, it will be transported by a horse-drawn gun carriage from Buckingham Palace over to the Halls of Parliament, where it will remain in lion state for 4 days. The lines have been forming already over at the Halls of Parliament since yesterday. Even in the rain, people were waiting to secure a spot there. At this point, London officials saying that up to 1 million people could possibly come out to either pay their respects directly at the Halls of Parliament or to go along the roadways here, the streets, as this procession goes through later today. But with rain expected later this afternoon, it's unclear whether those crowds will show up as expected. But again, the preparations are underway. Lots of barriers and are put up. Airport-type security is being placed in certain locations as people are going through different checkpoints here in London.
I've been up here since 6 o'clock last night, packed a bag and came and got my position. Didn't think I'd be lucky enough to get a front row seat. I thought it'd be already busy when I got here.
She was an amazing woman, and you know, today is the day. Although it's very exciting to be here, it's to pay homage to her and respect for her, for all that she's done for us and given us over the years.
She's been a rock that's always been there. You know, politicians change, wars have happened, but the Queen has always been there. And it's the end of an era.
I should point out, when Her Majesty's mother passed away a few years ago, 200,000 people paid their respects and passed by the coffin. They're expecting quite a larger number than that in this situation. So again, reporting from London, right behind me is Westminster Abbey, where the funeral will take place on Monday. I'll check in with you in just a little while later on, Janelle and Natasha back in the studio.
And Jim, it's been just so incredible to see all of the images coming out of London and what you've been posting. Thousands of people lining the River Thames, waiting for a chance to pay their respects. And I understand that the lines won't open to begin the viewing until 5 p.m. local time, so still several hours away, but those people are determined.
Tonight, in just a short time, we will see a
yeah, so it's very, you know, you can't even tell where the line begins and the line ends over here, because they've got all these, you know, checkpoints and stuff like that. So over the next few days, definitely, certainly a large number of people expected to be out here in London.
All right, Jim, thank you so much. We'll be checking back with you in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Jim. And stay right here with Eyewitness News and CBS News for continuing coverage as the world remembers Queen Elizabeth.